I don't know if this topic is somewhere else available, like if somebody is talking about this topic, but it came to my mind today, and I wanted to have a talk about this with you. And I think it is an interesting topic actually for someone who likes photography, like I do. What do I mean by saying the cult of photography in the countries, in different countries? I just mean that how a group of people perceive the photography as it is, and from what I can see, from what I can... My camera is a little bit out of place, I think. No? Maybe no. I apologize for the guys who are making some noises. All the time somebody has to do renovations. Somebody is finishing, somebody is beginning. But anyways, we have to do videos. The cult of photography in different countries. Let's begin with the country where I live, where I was born, and this is Moldova. So in my country, the cult of photography simply doesn't exist. It never existed. The love for photography, how to say it, the love and the willingness to have photos of yourself, of your family, of your kids, etc. And I do not take in consideration in this topic the modern snapshots that everyone is taking with the phone, because this is not photography. It is just something else. Snapshots with the phone. I mean the real photography, which is made by professionals, by photographers who, even not only by professionals, but also by people who enjoy photography as art and as preservation of that moment in the time. This is how I see photography. It is the preservation of the moment in the time. So you basically freeze the time for many decades ahead, and somebody can see that photo after 100 years or whatever. And this is applied for documentary photography and also for artistic photography. The point is that here in my country, it didn't exist at any time this willingness of people to take photography. I would say back in the days when I was little, I was born in 1983, so this year I just last month I just accomplished 43 years old. So back in the days there was photo studios and photographers on the street who just took pictures of people who were passing, and I'm saying about this was in the 80s and in the early 90s, like until the 92, 93, 92 already has finished everything. So in the 80s it was popular, but not that much anyways. If we compare to Japan, to United States, to many other countries where photography was always very, very popular. And it was popular among people who are not professional in photography. They just wanted to have that moment in time preserved of their family, of the thing that they like, of anything, whatever they took pictures of. And here it was not at that level, of course, but it was a little bit more. Now, in this time era, we are in 2026. I'm not saying, yes, we have photo studios in my city, not many, some, but it is not popular. It never was, and it's not popular even now. There are some people who are going to take pictures in the photo studio, but this is a small, very small percentage of the whole mass of people who are living here in this country, specifically in this city, because this is the capital of my country. It is the biggest city and the most populated city. Everyone wants to live here. So there are not many photo studios in other cities like are here. Here are some, but not that much and not that popular, unfortunately. But now let's go to the countries where photography is very, very popular as a process, as it is, as the photography is. And probably, in my opinion, the most popular country, like where the photography cult exists, is India. India, because of the open-minded people that doesn't care that you take pictures of them. The Indian streets, they just have a different mindset that here in my country, for example, and in other countries, of course, in Western countries, let's say. I'm in Europe, so it's totally different approach. In India, anyone can take pictures on the streets, and it will be pretty normal, without any struggles or problems that you may have in a Western country. For example, in my country, street photography, it is not welcomed because people are concerned, fear, and it is pretty kind of dangerous, I would say, to do photography in my country, in my city. People 100% will stop you, will ask you, why do you take pictures? You may get in trouble. You may get in trouble, or you may get some very bad looking toward you. So that's why I'm not taking street photography, although myself, I absolutely love street photography. I love documentary photography. This is my absolutely number one, the favorite photography genre that I prefer to do. And unfortunately, in this country, I cannot do it. Like street photography, I can do it only like in the streets. I can do not the street photography, but the cityscape photography, or the architectural photography, which is also in the streets, but it is oriented toward the cityscape or towards the buildings, so where people are not involved, so not to get in trouble. But also with the architecture photography, you also may get in trouble, because if you are for too long time in front of some building, you may get some asking, even people who doesn't belong to that building may ask you things that are out of place, let's say. So that's why I don't have pictures in my portfolio of street photography in my country. I have some, but I do not post them. I'm gonna post them maybe 2 years later. I have done like 3 years ago. It's all in the metadata, and I usually want to post them 5 years later, after I took them, because the scale is like, it doesn't create any, compression on people. So even if they see their self, it's not that how to say, it's not that they're not that nervous with the nerves, and it is like, actually, after 5 years they will see themselves a little bit with different eyes, and they will be happy, in my opinion, to see themselves how they were like 5 years ago. For example, yeah. Coming back to India, in India, on the streets, you will never get this, like badly eyes, badly, not eyes, but how you say in English, badly looking towards you, that you're taking pictures of some street workers or some people who are selling something in the stores on the streets of India. And they just have this approach, this mentality that life is going on, you just chill, you don't have any, like you don't have to be in trouble on your mind for something that somebody is taking pictures on the street. It's a documentary country and a documentary mindset. They are very open people. Like, they have open heart. They are probably the one of the opened people on this planet. There are many others, yeah, and India is one of them. And India, it is full of color. It has contrast, colors. It has a lot of interesting things. There on the streets of India, all the time is happening something interesting. You may see an elephant in the city. You may see a monkey. You may see beautiful colors and textures. It's everything that it worth to be looked and photographed. And why we take pictures? We take pictures to preserve this moment, to look in the past from the future when we will look at these photos, and to share the moment, that thing in the pictures or that people in the pictures, to share it with other people who will look, who will watch who will see it later, in some time later. And this is the magic of photography, actually. So India, it is one of the top in this category, let's say, where the culture of photography, it is very, very, very high appreciated. Another country where the culture of photography, it is high appreciated, it is Mexico, and overall the Latin America, I would say. Latin America, it is also very warm. They have warm hearts, and they are very open people, and they love photography, they love communication, and photography, it is a way of communication in between people. So these people are very, very open to communicate. India, in my opinion, is number one in communication. There is nobody else that are so open and willing to communicate with people who they don't know. Yeah, and photography, it's a way of communicating. So Mexico and pretty much any other Latin America country are also sweet for photography, documentary photography, photography in the streets. Speaking the street photography and documentary photography. You probably may think that Japan, it is another country that is very, very popular, and in some way it is, I would say, because also because of the popularizing of photography itself. Japan love photography. They love the art of printing things, and photography, it's a kind of a printing with the light. It used to be imprinted with the silver back in the days. So Japan, it is the country number one who produced the cameras. It is the most the biggest manufacturer of cameras, and my camera, this one, is produced in this one is not produced in Japan, but somewhere, probably it's made in Thailand, but it is a Japanese brand and a Japanese developing. All the technology developed was developed in Japan, so it is a product of Japan, Nikon, and we have a lot of many brands that are coming from Japan, speaking photography. Even Phase 1, which is the most expensive camera in the world, which is made in Denmark. It is not a Danish it is a Danish brand, but it's not fully a Danish brand, let's say, because if you will study the history of this new brand, it's relatively new. Hasselblad, for example, is made in Sweden, and they have a history of almost somebody. It's almost 100 years history. I guess they started in the 30s, but Phase 1 is started now, a couple of decades ago. It is or 15 years ago, something. It's very new, and they bought the factory from Japan, which is medium format cameras producing. Mamiya, made in Japan. Mamiya was the camera, medium format camera, with the same sensor that it has the Hasselblad, the same size, I mean. And the Phase 1 is making these cameras based on the technology from Mamiya. But it's not about this. It's about the Japan cameras, and also photography film, that in America we had Kodak, and in Japan we have Fujifilm and some other brands. that are less known, let's say. I also don't know them much because I didn't film in my past, but and not professionally, of course. And I'm more into digital. I love digital. For me, digital is the most is the best way for me because it is accessible. It is cheap in a way. It is cheap. Yeah, the camera is expensive, lenses of course, but I don't have to count how many pictures I take with my camera. But with the film, I have to take one picture at a time, let's say. So it's a little bit different process. Very expensive. A film has to be developed. It has to be printed. It's a different process. So Japan made all these beautiful cameras and film, celluloid film, and that's why you may think that Japan is also have this cultural photography, and yes, in some way they have it. Whatever Japanese people who are going outside, they will have all the times cameras with them, all the times. I saw it back in Italy when I was living in Italy. All the time, every year in the summer, there was many buses and groups, Japanese groups who came to Colosseo or to other place in Rome, and all of them have cameras, like big cameras with them and taking pictures. But Japan as a country, they are open, but not that open. Of course, I cannot be 100% sure because I never was in Japan. I would love to go and visit it. But from what I've studied on the internet and saw how the things are going now, they are not that open. When somebody is taking pictures on the street, they don't like it much. They accept it because it is the way as it is. Kind of you cannot do much about it, but inside they don't like it that somebody is taking pictures of them in Tokyo, for example, yeah, which is the busiest city in the world. Millions of people are going there on the streets, so it's a little bit different there. Speaking just about the street photography. Now, the United States, of course, United States is huge, and I would say United States, it's not it's a one nation, but it's not a one country that it has to be like looked as one country. It is more like many countries, like each state has its own rules, has its own mentality, because in each state there are immigrants from different countries in the world. So there are states where are immigrants from Ireland, other states where the prevalence, of immigrants are from Scandinavia, like Denmark and Sweden, etc. States from with immigrants from UK and different countries, Italy, Spain, and we cannot talk about the United States like put all the eggs in one basket, let's say, because it will not be correct. Probably you better know it because if you live in the United States, you know 100% better than me. But I think different states and different cities are on their like own non-written rules about the photography. If you look at New York, it is probably the most photographed. It's like the Tokyo, but more, many times more. The most photographed city in the world. Probably Rome also in Italy, because many tourists are going there. But speaking about the street photography, I think New York is one of the most beautiful, photogenic, let's say, cities to be photographed. The life in on the streets of New York is like thriving. There is always something beautiful and interesting to see there, and of course to photograph. Um, about other states, I cannot say because I don't know. So the United States, it's something that it has to be taken piece by piece in consideration. Like one state is it having these rules and this mindset of people regarding photography, but the New York, of course, nobody will tell you anything, and the American people love to be photographed, love to be in front of the camera. It's a cult of image. Um, Let me know if I'm wrong, but I think it is like this. I personally love to be in front of the camera, and I love to be behind of the camera. But I hate when somebody takes pictures of myself, of me, and I look bad. I I'm very very pissed off people who cannot take proper pictures of myself that I can look beautiful as I am in real life. So yeah, but if I look good, I like to be in front of the camera. I like to be in front of my camera because I know how to make myself look natural as I am and look beautiful. Yeah, without any filters, applying anything, just correct exposure, correct angle, correct lighting, and other things. Um, so, United States, it's a country where people love to be photographed. A country with a lot of photographers, a lot of studios for photography, a lot of demand for photography. Probably also less in the last time because of the uh, dumb smartphones. That on the hand is good, on the other hand it is bad for photographs. But in general, I think smartphones also did their thing in the progress of humanity, even if I don't like them. And in my life, I have only, I think, 4 smartphones. I had many cellular phones back in the day. Since the first cellular came out, I had a lot of them. I have different that like open like this. I have Sony Ericsson, Nokia, Motorola, Alcatel, even Mitsubishi. Did you know that Mitsubishi has a phone like half flip phone? No, it was a interphone, entire phone, but it has only a small flip where the button were. I have many phones like that. Like I don't even know the count of how many phones. But the smartphones, I had only 4 smartphones in all my life since the smartphones came out, and never had an iPhone. I never used an iPhone in my life. So only Android phone, and only 4. Yeah. But I don't like take pictures on smartphones. I took some pictures my smartphones, And I don't take pictures on smartphones, even if I have only the smartphone on me when it's happening something interesting outside. I rather not. I rather miss that moment. I don't like smartphones. I don't have that. That pushing, that attraction to take pictures with smartphones. I simply, I don't like it. I don't say that I hate it. I simply don't. I'm not driving by the smartphones. That's it. When I have a camera, it's different. I love cameras. Cameras, it's my like slăbiciunea mea. I don't know how to say in English. Cameras, lenses, everything about sound and image, I just cannot stand it. So yeah, other countries. I think all the countries that are open-minded, like people, it's all about the people and all about their mind, how they are perceiving other people, how they are perceiving a person with the camera in front of them. So it's all about this. It's not about other things. It's the mindset regarding photography. And in our time, unfortunately, people are fearing different things. They have different fears about concerned about their image. It's not about how they look, if they look good in the picture or not. It's more about the concern what somebody will do with their image. And that's why some nation, like my nation in my country, are disconcerted, and they kind of, let's say, dislike photography on the streets. Romania is different. Moldova was part of Romania. Hopefully one day we will join again and we will be part of Romania, but we'll not do the history lesson here. We are speaking about photography, and the mindset of people from Romania is different. There is no problem at all in Romania to take pictures on the streets. Of course, it has to be pictures, street photography, not personal portrait of somebody on the streets, So there is different. I was a couple of years ago, I was like four or five times in my life. Since I was a child, since I was in school, I was a couple of times in Romania back in the 90s. And then I was in the 2000, at the beginning of 2000, and I was like 3 years ago, I was in Bucharest again. And 3 years ago, I took my camera with me, took a lot of pictures on the street, and absolutely no problem, absolutely everything fine, like nothing. It's very, very photogenic city. Any city in Romania is photogenic. Romania is a very beautiful country. It's the country where I would like to live. I love places, cities in Romania, and I love the mountain. For me, the mountain is the most beautiful thing, and I love mountain. I will be like every day there in the mountain if I could. We don't have here in Moldova mountain, but in Romania there is the Carpathian, Munții Carpați, one of the most beautiful mountain in the world. So hopefully maybe this year I will go there to the mountain to have a walking in the mountain. Yeah. Spain, in Europe, it used to be also very, very open to photography. It used to be the most open, probably more than Italy. But now, these days, speaking 2026, again, it became a little bit more like conservative toward the street photographers. It also because too many tourists and too many people, and the people who are living there are a little bit tired, I would say overtired, because of overcrowded cities, beach, and also the rent that it is artificial pumped because of the tourist. So it used to be very nice there, the life very acceptable, nice, and now even the people who live there, they cannot afford things because it was artificial pumped up the prices because of the tourist wave. So toward the photographers, it is also different now in Spain. Italy, I would say Italy, probably Rome, and cities like that has centro storico, like historical centers, historical buildings, like in Rome, Firenze, Florence. In Milano, there are a lot of things to see and photographs, and I don't think it's a problem at all. I used to live for 6.5 years in a small town very close to Rome, like 20 minutes with the car to the Rome, very close. And every day, pretty much every day, I was in Rome for work, and I saw a lot of life there happening, pictures, photographers, and I already told you that there was a lot of tourists from Japan with their cameras all the time, like snipers, everything. They took like a scanner. So it was very interesting to see this. Germany, not much. Germany and Scandinavia are the most reserved country. I lived in Germany for some months. I was there for some months, but about 12 years ago, probably 12 years ago. So I was there for a couple of times, 3 times probably, yeah. And at that time probably was a little bit easier. Now in 2026, I think it's even worse. It's not that you cannot photograph on the streets, but it's a little bit different. They are more concerned about pictures and about privacy, etc. So Scandinavia, it is also a little bit more like not that open. I lived also, you may think that she lived everywhere. Yes, I lived in different countries. Like 17 years from my life, I lived in many different countries in on the European continent. So yeah, I was everywhere. So now for the last 6 years, I'm in my country back here home. So yeah, Denmark, when I used to live there, not probably, the reason why I love street photography and documentary photography, it is for Denmark, because when I was living there and I bought 2 cameras in Denmark, and I had that small camera. So I bought a Nikon 5D and a small Sony, which is very, very nice for street photography. And then I went, it was the fest of the city, the birthday of the city. So I was living in Aarhus is the name. So I went outside and took at the festival street pictures, street photos. And when I came home and I look on the computer the results, the photos, they were all looking so good and the moments were so interesting, and I fell in love with the documentary and street photography since that moment, because I didn't know that I could take these type of pictures, because it's not easy. It's a genre that not everyone can do it. Like literally, not every photographer it is sweet to do the reportage. Reportage, it is a genre that if you are a super professional of portrait photography, let's say you do it in studio for many years, you are a top level professional photographer who works in the studio, and one day you go outside and you try to take street pictures. You will discover that you are not good in this field. You are a great photographer, but you are bad in reportage, because photo reportage, it is very different type of photography, and it's very you have to be good. I am good at this. I'm good in portraits. Like, I'm really good in portraits. I've done portraits for the last not really 13 years, because I had a pause that I didn't took the camera in my hands during the COVID lockdown. So after that also, so for about 4 years I didn't took the camera in my hands at all, and I completely lost the interest to photography. I was like a dead person, a zombie, didn't want anything, absolutely lost interest in everything in my life. And photography is the most important thing in my life, let's say, the things that I love. So having lost the interest for photography was like having lost of myself, a piece of myself, but I gained it again, the interest for photography after some years. So I've started to do it professionally in 2013, and I discovered that I'm very good portraitist from the beginning. Right from the beginning I have this talent, and of course the talent is not that you get the camera and all 100 pictures that you take are perfect, 100 people are perfect. I had also failures in portraiture, and I learned only on the set. I was learning why it's looking like this, why it's looking bad today. Yesterday was fine, for example, and today is bad. So I discovered the thing that made my pictures look good, and understood them, did them mine, this cunoștința, this knowledge, made it mine, so it's not forgettable, and I know how to make beautiful portraits, female or male portraits. It's different, the contrast is different. Of course you can make a male look also like a female in the light, let's say. The stylistics like a female portrait, but if you want to make it look more masculine, rough, etc., like I do, I love the male portrait and the portrait of old people to be rough, to be natural as they are. So it's applicable in a different style and a different techniques. So all this I know how to do it, and I also know how to do beautiful reportage photography. I'm a good photo reporter, let's say, photo reporter. It may seems that I'm bragging. I'm simply saying the truth. I'm really bad in two types of photography, but this is because I didn't practice and I didn't have the interest of these two types of photography. And this is food photography and like for selling goods, you know, pictures for goods. How you say it? The product photography. I may put some product photography that I've tried a couple of last week. I've tried do some like this, some other things. It came well, yeah, but I'm not good at this. I'm not good at product and I'm not good at food photography. This is, I think that it doesn't attract me much. I like product video. It's different. It's more complicated even, but somehow I like the video of the products, but not the product photography. Yeah, somehow it's like this. Food, I've tried it once at the beginning of my career, like in 2014, I guess it was. A restaurant, somebody from a restaurant who knows me asked me to do pictures of food. It was a very, very expensive restaurant with a expensive food plates, and they called me and asked me to take pictures. They know that I'm a photographer, and I denied. I'd say I'm not taking pictures of food because I don't know how to. I photograph people, and the owners and the owner of the restaurant said that, but you are a photographer. What's the difference? It's a fucking big difference. It's a huge difference, of course. So he pushed, and I said, okay, I will try, but I know that I cannot do it because I had no idea how to do the food photography, and it actually went horrible. That photo shoot, it's like in 2014. Yeah, it went horrible. They made a lot of food, a lot of very expensive plates, menu, just for that photo shoot. And pictures were absolutely garbage. My pictures that I took. From my perspective was garbage, and they also didn't like it. So where is the sun? Let me check something. Okay, so it's different with different type of photography. It's different. Everything is different. So I cannot do this, but I can do other things. I also cannot do sport because I didn't try to do sport. So if I didn't try, I cannot do it. I will know when I will try, and I will see, am I good in sport? I've tried something, but it wasn't. When I tried it with a entry-level camera, with a not a long lens. So I cannot say that I've tried to do sport like in a professional way, just to try in a professional way with professional camera, professional lenses, with the camera for sport. Like for example, this one is not for sport, but it is. It can do sport. Nikon Z6 Mark III. It has like 20. It has 20 photos. yeah, 20 frames per second, for example. It can be done in sport. Yes, it can be done. Again, if talking other types of photography, I didn't try wildlife photography. I tried once something, some bird, very close. It's not considerable that I've tried. When I have to do it like for at least for a week with professional equipment and try it in a real condition, wildlife condition, and see how good I am, if I'm good or not in this. So I've changed the topic from the love for photography for the mindset of people regarding photography to the genre of photography, but I think I will divide it in two, so because it's also long and will be too long to watch. What to add more? I don't know. I think that's it for today regarding this topic. I don't know if somebody will be interested on this topic. For me, it's very interesting. That's why I wanted to share with you. See you next time with another video. Bye bye.